Alright, okay, so unfortunately, my own account Blade summoning session got botched because my stream crashed, so I think that VOD is gone. But today, I think I'm gonna do a quick start Blade guide, yeah? That should be pretty comfy, should be pretty nice. Let's start with traces, okay? Blade gets 12% crit rate, 22% health, and 10% effect resistance from his trace stats. His first trace, when he's low health, he gains increased healing, so he receives more healing when he's low health. His second trace, when he attacks enemy that is weakness broken, he heals a little bit. Only if he has his E active, right? And we'll talk about his E later. And his last trace increases follow-up attack talent by 20% damage. I would prefer if it was basic attack because let us go to explain, yeah? The majority of Blade's damage is pressing E and then spamming your basic attack, right? Your ultimate and your follow-up attack is there, but they're not the majority of your DPS. It's gonna do one big damage number, which is pretty funny looking, but the majority of your DPS is just by basic attacking, right? For his trace priority, I would go for your basic attack, then your skill, then your ultimate, then your follow-up attack. Unlike Clara, he's not very focused on follow-up attack gameplay, but it is there, it is a part of his kit, right? Let's talk about his basic attack. Normally, his basic attack is just a standard basic attack that scales off attack, right? However, when you use your skill, you consume 30% of your max health and enter a hellscape state for 3 turns, which increases your damage dealt, yeah? If you have too low health, then you drop to 1 health. When you use the skill and it is active, you cannot use the skill again. So on auto battle, you use the skill and Blade will just basic attack, right? So he has an almost perfect auto battle AI. The only disadvantage is that he will still use his ults on a 1 HP enemy, for example, right? That's still gonna fucking happen. But other than that, it's pretty comfy. When you use your skill, the next 3 turns or the next 3 hits, your basic attack is gonna be enhanced. It's gonna do more damage, it's gonna scale off your HP, and it's gonna hit 3 enemies. Pretty nice. It also drains 10% of your health, right? So why does he have the health drain mechanic? It's because of his talents. Every 5 times Blade takes damage or consumes his HP, he does a counter attack. Obviously, using skill doesn't use a turn, so you can skill basic attack to get 2 stack on 1 turn, and then you basic attack 3 more times, right? To activate your talent. Your talent is, if you have 5 stack, you do a counter attack that heals you and does damage to all enemy. It heals you for 25% of your max health as always, and it does damage scaling off his max health. A lot of Blade damage scales off his max HP. He does have some attack scaling, but mainly you want to go for HP, yes? Or you can basically ignore attack, essentially. This passive used to have a weird mechanic where the charge only lasts a couple of turns. You kind of were forced to be hit, but nowadays, you don't have to get hit for Blade because the stack lasts infinitely, yeah? And I can show you how the stack works later. And his ultimate. His ultimate sets his health to 50%. If you're higher than 50% health, you go down to 50. If you're below 50% health, you go up to 50, right? If you're higher than 50% health, you do get a stack of your talent. If you're lower, then you don't, yeah? Blade also does bonus damage on his ultimate depending on how much HP he has lost before he casted his ultimate, right? So it's capped at 90% of his max health. General Blade build would probably be around 7,000 health per se. So this number is added into his damage before all the crit calculation and stuff. So it's pretty big, pretty nice. Ideally, you would want Blade to stay above 50% health, like maybe 60% always, sort of like that, so that he always get the maximum bonus when he presses ultimate, right? And Blade playstyle is pretty simple. You hit E, you spam basic attack, and you hit ult. Your talent will trigger whenever possible, right? His technique is that when entering battle, Blade consumes his max health and does damage to all enemy. That just gives you 1 stack of your passive as well, right? Blade is a very, very simplistic character to play. I would treat him like a Clara, essentially. I wouldn't rather make them like the star of the team. Even though they can, I would put them in the team when they require the correct element and let them do their own thing. They're self-sufficient, they're tanky, they do damage. Leave them there and forget about them, right? That's usually how I play my destruction character. They're just the reliable damage dealer. They don't do the highest single target damage, they don't do the highest AoE damage, but they're tanky and they're up there. The main disadvantage of destruction character is this number. But the majority of Blade damage is basic attack, so you want to aim for 135 speed for him so he can consistently do damage, yeah? Speed is relatively important in this game. Some speed breakpoint does make a difference. For example, this is Ding Dong, no one asked, but at 170 speed, you're guaranteed to take 2 turns before most enemy. But you don't need to be 170 speed. 135 is more than enough, right? For Blade, you want to aim for 135 or 140, yes? They added a new character trial button here, or unless I was hallucinating, I never knew it was there all this time. But yes, There's a lot of text in Blade's gameplay though. So let us use the technique and hit. Wow, look at that full guide. Deal damage to enemy, consume health, enhance basic attack, set health. But yeah, okay. So now, I get hit immediately, okay. I have currently lost 2,000 health. I have 6,000 health, so I should probably cap around like 5k, right? Let's do this. Oh, I think I forgot to mention something important. Blade basic attack does not generate skill point when he's doing his enhanced basic attack, right? So if I do this, you can see my skill point is 3. If I attack the enemy, I will not generate skill point. It's still gonna stay 3. I currently have lost maximum 5,000 health, right? Which is like 90% of my health. I'm gonna use my ultimate. It's gonna do big damage, yes? So, in general, Blade is a minus 0.3 skill point every 3 turns, because you only use 1 skill point every 3 turns, right? If I'm wrong in this math on this, you guys can call me out on this, but as far as I know, Blade DPS is about 5% less than Jing Yuan's DPS. I do not think they did any super major changes for Blade damage, so his DPS should relatively stay around that area. If you were wondering between pulling Eidolon 1 on Blade or pulling Lightcone on Blade, right? Let's go for Eidolon. Eidolon 1 on Blade, increase the maximum of HP stored. You know how Blade can store up to 90% of his lost health as bonus damage from his ultimate? Eidolon 1 makes it go up to 150%, I think, yeah? So his ultimate is going to do more damage. So realistically, your Eidolon 1 is about a 9% damage increase, and your Lightcone is about like a 14% damage increase, if I recall. Sorry, I've been up for like 17 hours. I haven't slept yet, so this is gonna be kind of speed running, yeah? Eidolon 1 or Lightcone, I would go for Lightcone instead. This Lightcone is better than a 5-copy version of Secret Vow, which increases your wearer's damage, right? Eidolon 2, when you press your E, you get 15% crit rate for 2 turns, which is basically mean 50% crit rate permanently because you're always using your E, right? When Blade health drops below 50%, he gains increased 20% max health, stack up 2 times. I don't think this heals him. I think this increases his max health bar, but it does not instantly heal him by 20%. This has the same wording with something in Genshin, and in Genshin it doesn't heal you. And Eidolon 6, you only need 4 stack instead of 5 stack to do your counter attack now, and your counter attack also does more damage. So realistically, would I go for any of Blade's Eidolon? Okay, maybe Eidolon 6, but I don't think any of his Eidolon really impact him massively, and I think Blade is perfectly fine at E0 and 1 copy of his Lightcone because this is like a massive stat stick, right? So I would go for that instead. Yeah, Blade's Lightcone choices. Obviously, his best choice would be his own 5-star one. Increase crit rate and health by 18%, and when you take damage or consume your own health, you increase your damage by 24%. This is great. This goes up to 30 crit rate, 30 HP, and 40% if you really want to push it. But this is his best Lightcone. Clara option is alright. It increases your attack and it heals you based on your attack when you get hit. And you only do bonus damage if you are hit or if you defeat an enemy. I don't think consuming your own HP counts. Also, triggering once per turn versus triggering once per hit is pretty much the same. So if you have this on Blade and nothing else, yeah, you can use it. It's fine. If you have his own Lightcone on Blade, I would use it. I think the Destruction Lightcone here is kinda iffy because once again, Blade mainly scales off HP and this is an attack scaling Lightcone. For 4-star option, obviously Secret Vow. It increases your damage by 20%. If the wearer is lower health than enemy, they increase your damage by 20% more. It goes up to like 40-80. S5, once again, this will still do less damage than Unreachable Side just because of the raw stat it gives you. Unless you have really good stat, but even then, right, the 18% crit rate is gonna allow you to build more crit damage. So you have multiple scalings, yeah? For 3-star option, you can use Mutual Demise. When you're below 80% health, you increase crit rate by 24%, or you can use Collapsing Sky, which increases your basic attack damage by 40%. Either option is fine, use whichever you want. I think for the majority of the player base, using Mutual Demise is good because it's crit rate and building gear is quite hard. So Crit rate is nice. So once again, I'll go for his own 5-star one, Secret Vow, or Mutual Demise. That will be his Lightcone option, yeah? Just because Blade's pictures in it doesn't mean that Lightcone is good for him. This Lightcone increases your attack by 24%, and when you defeat an enemy, it heals you based on your attack. Whereas Blade is 90% HP scaling, so this is kind of scammy, but it's there, I guess. So the new Relic set, this is Blade's new Relic set, right? Increase max health by 12% when the wearer is hit or consume their health, or consume their health by an ally. That's a huge line. Increase crit rate by 8% for 2 turns, up to 2 stacks. So you get 12% health and 16% crit rate here. So this is massive crit rate, right? So Blade gets 12% crit rate on his own. He gets 5 plus 12, right? So 17 crit rate on his own. Then he gets like 16% here. Then he gets 18 from his Lightcone, right? If you have his Lightcone and this set, you already are sitting at 50% crit rate, right? The rest you can just stack onto crit damage, speed, wind damage, and HP, right? So it's pretty comfy. This set is fucking amazing. That's a lot of free stat. You can also use this on Glara, because I swear to God, Glara is like the recyclement of this game. As long as it has crit in it, you can use anything. You can use attack boots, health boots, or defense boot. It doesn't matter. If it has crit on it, she can use it. It's great. That would be his 4-piece set, right? Otherwise, I would still run like a 2-piece wind set or a 4-piece wind set. That works as well. 2-piece wind, 2-piece speed set. That also works. That's pretty comfy. But a 4-piece Longevous Disciple is obviously his best choice, right? And for 2-piece set, increase the wearer crit rate by 8%. If the wearer crit rate is 70% or higher, increase basic and skill damage by 20%. This is a big damage number. 20% is quite huge. 20% is a fucking Secret Vow. This is good. I fucking like this. Ideally, you build 4-piece of this and 2-piece of this, right? But realistically, if you run 2-piece regen, if you run like this 2-piece crit damage, if you run this 2-piece crit rate, they're all perfectly fine. The difference won't be that drastic in terms of your DPS. At best, it's gonna be a 5%-ish unless you're being very fucking fancy and you're running like energy regen play, so he ults 1 turn earlier. To me, at least, ulting 1 turn earlier is better than doing 20% more DPS every round, but that's just preference, right? I like the ult because the ult bypass turn order, so I can like force break a shield faster, so it benefits more for my gameplay, right? For the shield break. That's what I prefer, yeah? But any of the set effects here doesn't matter, right? Alright, that'll be his Relic set. For main stat, obviously, speed boots, crit damage body piece, wind damage, or HP link robe. You can be fancy and run energy regen and break effect as well if you know you already have enough stats. Hoyoverse game generally rewards you for having a wide spread of stats rather than tunnel visioning on one stat alone, right? It's not really diminishing return. It's more of like opportunity cost for the type of game, right? That will be Blade's general build. Energy recharge robe. You need a lot of stats for energy recharge robe. It kind of requires you to have his own Lightcone, realistically, because his own Lightcone gives you a lot of stats. You can afford to go energy recharge, basically. But without it, I would just go for normal HP. It's time for me to level my Blade up. Oh, wait, I can't level him up. I forgot. He needs the new material, right? Yeah, he does. Fuck! I don't even have this. I have to do the quest for it. No! You have to finish half the story to unlock the place to farm. Ah, shit. I don't think I have gear for him right now. Recommended gear. Okay, I forgot there's a fucking recommended gear button. No, I'm not hitting it. It fucking equipped a lightning damage or from my plate, even though I have a wind damage boost. Holy fuck. It fucking equipped lightning damage. That'll be enough for this little quick start guide, right? I hope that was concise enough. I don't think anyone can like speed level Blade unless I try to upload the video like a little bit later, right? But hey, LB Blade is quite a simple character. He just unga bunga. We'll do a showcase or like a MOC run next time.